this is Castle of Castle Does, and I got some UT4, DM the Ballast, primary, basically, primarily working on English. It's difficult. Um, Working on just final touches for DM the Ballast to get Alpha 4 released. So as soon as this video was done, I had actually released Alpha 4. And not a whole lot actually needed to be done at this point. I had pretty much touched every single bit of geometry and uh, everything that was on the feedback, and ran around the map a lot. I feel like it's like a huge improvement from what it was before. Although the one thing is that it's back to being brushwork again. So it's not as impressive, which won't draw as many people to be interested in it. Although the gameplay is dramatically improved. I may have to try and start thinking about getting static meshes back in and fully realizing the art style of it again if I'm going to get anybody interested in the map. Although there definitely is still some people interested. I know I'm about to not in this version because I couldn't figure out how to get. There was like a music file that I wanted to get some like custom music in, and I did not know at the time how to import a FLAC file because it would just tell me that it can't, and that was the only file that I was given. Now I have a WAV file now, and I'm already getting some feedback on what I should need to do for Alpha 5 of the level, which I plan to do. Although I started thinking about maybe heading up a mod. That's just a weird idea. Basically, I mean, I can't even really, because the mod is really simple. But what it would end up doing is turning Unreal Tournament into a I can't even really say this properly, like a survival game, like not a zombie survival, because it's just a weird take on the entire concept. Basically, you just have a big open-ended level with and everybody has to have a, like 3 different types of energy that are always counting down. So it's like you have blue energy and yellow energy, and the blue energy goes down a little bit faster than yellow energy. And all it is I just make a pickup in the world that has a really low respawn time, and you spawn in a big open environment, and you basically have to keep looking around to find the blue and the yellow energies. And then there's a green energy, which when you have like a vehicle or something, like the onslaught vehicles and stuff, or if you want to tank, green energy sort of adds like a currency for how long you can drive around those vehicles. So like while the vehicle is moving, it starts to count down slowly your green energy. And the whole point of the game, you don't score points by killing other players, is to just survive for as long as possible. This is the weird idea. I mean, it would be really easy to set that up. I'll probably set up like a really stupid like basic version of it and see if anyone's interested in checking it out. And it'll be really like the large open environment is difficult to make. So I don't know. I, I'm kind of curious of exploring the idea at least a little bit, just to see, because it creates this sort of weird thing. Like I'd have to make a thing where you can drop one of the 3 energies, and there'll just be these like spheres kind of floating around. At this point, I'm looking at the level to figure out where I would hook up new music. Actually, it was easier than I was thinking it would be. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Also, once again, I apologize for the low quality of the video. These batches of videos, there's only 3 that ended up having like a low setting to them. But I was just sort of looking through this. It would be really cool though if I could find somebody who would be wanting to just make like a very simple version of it. It's basically 3 pickups and 3 variables on every player that just counts down. Well, 2 of the variables count down and one of them just stays and only counts down when you're in a vehicle. And then 3 keys to bind where you can drop one of the 3 of them. Just like drop weapon, you just drop like an orb. Oh, one of the energies. So like I can, if I want to, I can trade with another player some green energy for blue energy. If he drops blue energy, and I can drop a green energy, or I can just kill the player and take the energy. This version of the map flows way better. There's a lot more going on. But one of the things that concerns me about this is that okay, there's I'm going to say this in a simple sense because I know it's a lot more complicated than that. There's 2 variations of player skill in an arena shooter, 2 main ones. One is memorization of the map and predicting where the other player is. And the other is how good your aim is and your ability to fight. How good your aim is and your ability to fight is typically, when I'm watching an esport, is typically not as impressive to me personally as being able to predict where the other player is always and where they're going to go next, and knowing, okay, he has X amount of health because I hit him with this. I know that he's going for the keg next, or he's desperate and I can kind of keep him in this corner. That chess element of the first person shooter, arena shooter, that is what I find most impressive. But when the way the level is laid out is starting to feel a little bit more like Unreal Tournament, doesn't veer very much on that level of strategy. It's more about having really good aim and hit scanning to death the other guy, which concerns me a little bit, because if this is to really be an esport, to me personally, I feel like it should be more about predicting where the other player is going to be and reacting accordingly and playing chess. I'm not impressed by somebody who can just aim really well. I don't know what the hell this why has this happened. I'm going to change my color scheme. Well, anyway, thank you for watching and hearing me rant. Wa-da-da-da.